Hey, top of the morning to you, or top of the afternoon, should I say? Oh boy, you young laddies and shillies have your shillelaghs and your, I don't know what I'm talking about. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I know I didn't give you a little heads up on when I was going to start today, but you should know at 6 o'clock, that's the time for shit happens. And I just wanted to say hello. I just got back from Atlantic City, so I just had a great little um, luck, lucky night with my wife, and not, that kind of luck that you're thinking about. That I'm thinking about, X-rated. That too, but um, good money and good time. So welcome to the show. My show is called Shit Happens, and it's not just bad shit; it's good shit, fun shit, everyday shit. Whatever bothers you, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you sad, whatever disgusts you, all that kind of shit. So here we are. Today, we're going to talk about holiday shit. This is not going to be a long show, only because didn't get a lot of sleep last night because I was doing the gambling shit. And I had a good time. So I had some good shit last night. But I want to, before I start the show, I want to talk about some stuff that I want to follow up on from last week. Some people have emailed me and they were wondering, do I have a so my connection is unstable. What's going on here? I hope it's reconnected now. Anyway, my friend Rita Powers, who I talk about a lot, she is a casting director, and she did an open call for an HBO series, and he happened to be there. And I tried to talk to him a couple times. It seems like it's my end. He never tries me. I go to shake his hand and it's an elbow. Some people give fist pumps. Well, I got an elbow touch. And I don't know really what's going on. All I can say, I know it sounds bad, but music. That's the only way I can describe it. And if you know what that means, and you know me, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. I've also gotten emails of my, do I have a relationship with my niece and nephew? No, I do not. They don't want anything to do with me as far as I know. And it's because whatever my brother told them 10 years ago when I was getting married and when they were young kids, which shouldn't have been involved between two siblings, brothers, feud. And he shouldn't involve them. And now that he has, like I said in last week, I think he does not want to cut his own pride down and look like he was wrong in front of his kids. So he can't, even though I've asked him now, do you think maybe you can say something to the kids that we're talking now and maybe, they can get in touch with me? And all he says is, oh, they're adults now. They make up their own rules. Yeah, well, you made it so that they would never talk to me. So you're their dad. They're always going to listen to you. And he just makes excuses. So, and it's not like we're ever going to be like brothers like we were when we were kids. It's never going to be that way ever again. Ever. I really don't think he really wants anything to do with me. Because if he did, he would call me. He would say, hey, what's up? But he doesn't. And I don't know how many times I've called in the past and tried, but and then he turns to mommy and says, "Oh, he never calls me. He never gets in touch with me." And he's a manipulator, and he was, and he still is. And something, if that's what you have to do to perform in life, then go for it. That's fine. But I don't want any part of it because you're not you're not like you were when we were younger. Maybe you are, but It's just gone a little farther. But what you did, what was wrong? It is wrong. You told young children about a feud that was going on, and I don't know exactly what he said, but they don't want anything to do with me. Like I am some kind of terrible, terrible person that should be maybe. I don't know what he said to them, but they don't want anything to do with me. And I've never stopped loving them, ever. If I saw them now out of the blue, which I did this past summer, I saw my niece, I gave her a kiss. It was like I never stopped loving you. But as I found out when I went to where I was going to in the summertime, where I saw my niece, after I stopped by and said hello, she left. And I was told later on she left because I was there. And that just makes me feel like shit. I've also gotten emails. So for that, I really wish someone could tell me what he said, or if there was some way that I can get to my niece and nephew and say, listen, or someone could say something to them, and your uncle is a great guy and would never hurt anybody, and especially you guys. And he had a problem with him and your father. That shouldn't really, you shouldn't have to know anything about that. And it's just whatever. It is what it is, I guess. But all in all, I miss them so much, and I would love to be back in their lives. I got another email from someone else that said, "Are you have a relationship with your dad?" Well, we're trying kind of relationship, but unfortunately, he's kind of brother, and I just we're just not the same. You know, I don't know. Just every once in a while, he takes me out for sushi. We go to lunch once a month, maybe. But I always say, "Give me a call," and he never calls me. And all I'm doing, and like my wife says, is you constantly call him, and he never calls you. Never calls me. Only when it's convenient or when he wants to go and have sushi or whatnot. I should just say sushi when he wants to get out of his house, away from his wife, I guess. So he calls me up. So I don't really have the best of relationship with him. I do have a fantastic relationship with my mom. I love her to death. I would do anything for her. I'm close to her. I don't live that far away from her. I would take care of her. Whatever she needs, I'm there for. And that's fantastic. With my mom and dad together, not so good because they're both remarried, and I can't. And they're still friends, and it's hard to like holidays. This is where holidays comes in, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. Um, it's hard to be with both of them at the same time and their significant others because it's like my dad is with this woman that I think he cheated on my mom with. Now he's married to her, and I don't get why would you want to be in the same room with your ex-husband and his new wife? I don't understand that. I understand that when I was younger, my mom stayed friends with my dad because of my sake. What's my dad going to do for me? Is he going to be there for me in some way? I can understand that, but I'm 50 years old now, so I don't understand why she's still and he's still in each other's lives. I don't get that. Um, it's really mind-boggling to me. But I do have a relationship, great relationship with my mother. I love her to death, like I said. I love my dad, I guess, because he had something to do with bringing me into this world. Um, I guess I love my brother because he's my brother, but I don't really love anything about him because I don't know anything about him. And he doesn't want me to know anything about him, which is fine. I do love my brothers from another mother, Drew and Michael. They are more than my brother was ever, and they should have been my brother from the beginning. I love them unconditionally. I'll be there for them whenever they need me, and they will be the same for me. And like I said, I have a great relationship. the people that I've known in the past. America, I know you're watching. I know you're going to see us again, and I love it. I love you. And I have a relationship with this girl. She's a friend. She's been my friend for a long time. And I just want to send this out to Kim. Kim, I am so happy for you and Rick. You're going to be a mommy, and I am so ecstatic that it's unbelievable. And I hope the whole world sees this show and says, Kim? Oh, I know Kim, little Kim, that's your friend? And that's all I'm going to say is little Kim, because if you know me, then you know who I'm talking about. She's going to be a mommy, hopefully in September. She's been hiding it from all her friends. I saw it yesterday on Facebook, and I'm so happy and so proud to be your friend. You've been the best friend for a long time. So congratulations to you and Rick. So that was pretty much what I wanted to fill out and finish up from last week. So this week, as I said, I want to talk about holidays. Today is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. I want to show you, I don't know if you saw this, but this is the shirt that my wife got me, and I'm wearing. I don't know if you see the host thing. It says Lucky. It's got a cat on like I don't know what that is. Maybe a what do they call this thing? Eat your hand, Tina. What is that thing called? A llama with a unicorn on it, and it was the luckiest thing to me this morning and last night. And I'm not Irish, although when I say my last name, people think I'm Irish because of my last name, Flehan. Hey, laddie, Andrew Flehan, but it's not. It's Lebanese. So I'm sorry to disappoint all you guys out there in Irish happy St. Patty's Day land, but I am Lebanese. Okay, I'm a little bit of English, I'm a little bit of German, I'm a little bit of Lebanese, and I'm a little bit of Italian, a little rock and roll, and a little country. So St. Patty's Day, it's a religious holiday. St. Patrick's Day. He was a saint, you know. I have some information. You see me looking over the side here. I'm don't have anything really. I'll try to get this right here so you can see me. So St. Patrick's Day is always celebrated on March 17th. It's the anniversary of St. Patrick, his death in I think, the 5th century. The Irish have observed this day as a religious holiday for over 1,000 years. It falls during the Christian season of Lent. They traditionally attend church in the morning and celebrate in the afternoon, Irish families. Lent is also prohibits against the consumptions of meat were waived, and people would dance, drink, feast on a traditional Irish bacon and cabbage. Um, Nowadays, people, I think they go to church like the older people that go to church. You know, and today is on a Sunday, so you would go to church anyway. But if it's on a Wednesday, I guess you go to church, or a Thursday to worship or to celebrate his death. Um, St. Patrick was a national apostle of Ireland, so he's a patron saint. So, you go into church if you're Irish. He was born in Rome in Britain. Um, he was kidnapped and brought to Ireland as a slave at the age of 16. You hear that? Because I'm going to do a show on what's offensive and who's offending who, just so you know. I want to talk about this a little bit on the side because I'm going to come back to this in another show. He was a slave. He was a white guy, Irish guy. That was a slave. Okay? So all those people, I'm going to say that word again, slave. It doesn't just pertain to African Americans. It pertains to other people too. Chinese, Japanese. They were slaves at certain times. So just remember what I'm saying here. And like I said, if I offend you in some way, then don't watch the show. Because I don't believe in race. on this show. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care if you're a male, a female, if you once were a male, if you once were a female, if you like guys, if you like girls, if you like dogs. Well, if you like dogs in that way, then there's a problem. If you like a metal post outside, there's a problem. I don't understand that. But we're all the same on the inside. So let's get past that. So I just wanted to bring that out because that's something I'm going to talk about next week about who's getting offended for what reason. But after he was a slave at the age of 16, he escaped and he returned to Ireland and was credited with bringing Christianity to his people. So that's how he became a saint and an apostle of Ireland. Um, there's so many holidays out there, not just St. Patrick's Day. There's so many holidays out there. I've noticed. I'm going to my cell phone right now because I've noticed when I was a young kid and when I was growing up, I noticed that there were holidays like Christmas time. I know it's a religious holiday, Christmas time. Okay, you don't drink as much as you do on a day like today on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, even though it's a religious holiday, I think most people nowadays think it's a day to wear green, which is great. Um, Dress up in green stuff, eat a lot of corned beef and cabbage, and drink a lot of beer and get drunk. And I guess they think everyone in Ireland, like the Family Guy show, the one episode where they go to Ireland and the plane is landing and it's landing in a pool of beer bottles. I think it's funny, but I think everyone thinks that that's what that is. Just like it's up there with Cinco de Mayo. I don't really know what Cinco de Mayo is about. It's a holiday for Spanish and Mexican people, and it's on the 5th of May. That's what Cinco de Mayo means. And everyone just drinks. I think it's just a holiday to just go out and let loose. And I think nowadays that's what St. Patrick's Day has turned into for the new youngins that are not Irish, but they just go out and they want to drink beer and be sloshed. And that's what St. Patrick's Day is about. But I noticed, like I said, on my phone, I know I'm a little wishy-washy here, but on my phone, when I go to my calendar, I noticed that there's these holidays. There's a lot of holidays that I've never, you know, I, coming up, the next holiday I think is coming up, other than April Fool's, because it's the first day of April. That's a holiday. I mean, you don't get it off, but people look at it as a holiday because it's a fool's day. You make fun of people. You play pranks. We as people, I don't know in any other country, but in our country, America, United States, we've made holidays. I don't know from where, but we make up these holidays to have fun. I guess that's good. But after April Fool's Day, which I don't really think is a really national holiday, it isn't, is Palm Sunday. That's another religious holiday. Holidays to me are either religious or something that's in history that brought us to like civilization as human beings. Like the 4th of July is celebrating the day of our independence. So that's a definitely holiday, not religious, holiday meaning that we're celebrating our freedom as people, having states and having a country. You know, like I don't think tax day is a holiday, even though it's the same time every year. That's you have to have your taxes in that day. No one believes that's a holiday, but it's like all the other holidays come on the same day every year. And then you notice tax day, they call it tax day, which is the last day that you can file your taxes. That's the same day every year too, but it's not a holiday. People just scramble to get their taxes in so they don't have to pay a fee because they were late on their taxes. But I don't understand that it's every year the same day. Maybe we should have, maybe we should have parties that we got our taxes done, or we're getting our returns, or something. It's just weird to me because it's every same day every year, just like Christmas is on the 25th every year. Christmas Eve is on the 24th every year. New Year's Eve is on the 31st of December every year. And New Year's Day is on January 1st every day. Tax Day is April 15th every year. You know, just like, I, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but that's what I mean. Then Good Friday after Palm Sunday, which is, of course, Easter, which is in which is a religious holiday about how Peter Cottontail came around with eggs. No, just came around. That's something, eggs and Easter, and a rabbit that has eggs. I thought rabbits don't lay eggs. I don't know how that came around. That's probably come from fables and stories. But Easter is um, with Jesus, and it's a religious holiday. I'm not very religious myself. As you can see, I can't really explain to you what I mean about this, but I'm just talking about holidays in general. We have Earth Day, April 22nd. That should be a great holiday for all of us because we want our Earth to stay alive so we can stay alive. And everything that I've been talking about in the last couple of episodes should help us stay alive longer. Like if we're nicer to each other, if we're not cutting each other off on the road, if we're having good relationships, if we're being able to be happy a lot of the time, if we clean the earth and not litter as much and throw garbage out the window, all that stuff pertains to Earth Day. All this stuff, all this shit. We have your birthdays. My birthday is on the 1st of May. Kelly, my sister-in-law, hers is on the 3rd of May. That's a holiday for yourself. That was the day you were born. You can either take it off. I'm sure when you're at work, your job lets you take it off. But that should be your own personal holiday. It's something that means something to you. You were born on that day. After that, you have Sunday, 5th of May. It's a Cinco de Mayo, but it's also the first day of Ramadan. Ramadan. I'm not really too sure what Ramadan is. Ramadan. I I would say it's, you know I don't know if I don't know if it's some kind of religious holiday. Let's just put it that way. Ramadan actually, it's on the Islamic calendar. Islam. I know maybe like people don't want me to talk about this, but like I said, I do not discriminate. Everyone is the same. We all the inside. Ramadan is observed by Muslims as a month of fasting. It commemorates the first revelation of the Quran to Muhammad according to the Islamic belief. So that's a big day for Muslims, just like Christmas is a big day for Christians. After that, we have May 12th, which is Mother's Day. Just like Father's Day, it is a holiday for all mothers and dads. Well, mothers for Mother's Day and fathers for Father's Day, where they get treated with a little bit more respect than usual. Maybe get taken out to dinner or something like that. Then we have Memorial Day. Memorial Day. That's that's a holiday. Memorial Day is more like a holiday, not a religious holiday, but more of a decoration day. Um, it's remembering the people who died while in the armed forces. It's something these people fought for our freedom, and we have a holiday for them. We should have more for them, to be honest with you, because we don't do enough for our vets. We treat them like we don't treat them very well. I don't want to say we treat them like shit, but sometimes we do. I don't understand. As a country, they go out and fight for us, and they get killed, and some of them live, and some of them don't have arms or lose their legs or whatever, or they come back with mental issues. And what do we do for them? I mean, really, what do we do for them? We give them a vet hospital to go to, and they're not even the best hospitals. I mean, some of them are disgusting. I don't. Is this what it is with our country? We have a holiday for them. That's great. We take the day off. That's great. And mostly people just party. It's a 3-day weekend. People party. Some people go to some events where you're saluting the flag and you're remembering those that were in the armed forces at cemeteries and churches. You're not really going to church, but you're remembering at cemeteries these people that fought for us. But that's all we're doing for them? I mean, that just seems a little, I don't know, like we don't really care. And I think we should do a lot more. Maybe we should, you know, they shouldn't have to pay taxes for the rest of their life. Or maybe um, they get a free house. Or maybe something like that. We send them somewhere every once in a while. Because they did a great deed for us. They did something that no one else did. That's why they're in a special, you know, armed forces. They're especially, they're deemed that. That they're not deemed that, but that's what they did. They're special people, and I just don't understand why we don't really do that much for them. So Memorial Day. Then we have. I see all these other things. On Monday, June 3rd is I can't even pronounce it. It says Eid al, and these are on my calendar. I have to put it into my Kindle to find out what it is because I'm not sure what it is. I don't. We don't. It boggles me that I have this stuff and it's on my calendar and we don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It's like it's something like here. I just looked it up. So I'm just going to tell you what it is because it's coming up and maybe we celebrate it, maybe we don't as people, but it's a holiday. I've never heard of this holiday when I was a little kid. Like I said, I heard of Christmas, I heard of Thanksgiving because we give thanks. I heard of New Year's. We celebrated these holidays. We have these holidays off from work. Memorial Day, Martin Luther King Day, Independence Day, but somewhere someone has this day off. It's a important religious holiday celebrated by the Muslims again. I know that we have other people. This is a melting pot of different nationalities that live in this country. So there's all these new holidays. It gets to the point where how many holidays are we going to just, it's holiday after holiday after holiday. Jewish people have their holidays and their schools off. Then now we have African American with the Kwanzaa. They have their holidays off, and we have our holidays off. So these kids that are going to school and they're constantly having these days off, when are they going to make up the days off that they took off to go back to school and finish school for the year? We should just have one time off that everyone has off the same time, so everyone can celebrate their holidays. And it's just getting confusing. We have Flag Day coming up in June. which is a great holiday. It's not a religious holiday. It's a holiday that we celebrate our flag. We should never, you know, I know there's people that have flags outside of their house. You should really never keep your flag out at night. The flag should always be flown during the day. In the rain, it shouldn't really be flown. It shouldn't be walked on your flag. It should be folded correctly. It should never be burned, and people do that in other countries, and sometimes in our own country, and that should be against the law. If it is, then that's great. If it isn't, it should be. That is your flag. That is what brings you independence. That's why we have independence. Well, we don't have it because of that flag, but that flag is a symbol of our independence. So let's treat it with respect, like we should, like we respect our country. We respect our president, no matter who he is. We respect our president. We have President's Day. We have Lincoln and Washington's birthday. Lincoln freed the slaves. Um, George Washington was our first president. President's Day. We have a president now that a lot of people don't believe in, but I believe in him. But the thing is that no one respects him. No one can call him Mr. President. And why didn't they like him? What? Because he was not in the politics? Because he wants to take care of us as a land, as a human beings that live in this country. He wants to take care of our country. And all these other presidents before wanted to take care of everyone else. Meanwhile, we have starving people in our own country, and all we did was give money to people and take care of other people in other countries. That's another thing I'm going to get onto eventually down the road in politics, because this is a disgrace what people do nowadays with our president, that we should be respecting. Not like he's going to be here forever. Everyone gets a chance. He was voted in like everyone else was in the past. So let's respect him and try to understand what he's doing for us. He's not trying to take care of everyone else in other countries. He's trying to take care of us. That's where I think you guys out there are not understanding. I think you want to go and take care of everyone else. Those people out there that want to take care of everyone else, then go and move to those places. And maybe someone will take care of you in those other countries. Because he doesn't want to take care of you guys in other countries. He wants to take care of us in our country. All right, don't get me going on that right now, because that's, like I said, another episode. We have, I said Independence Day. We have a lot of Muslim holidays. We have a lot of Jewish holidays. We have wedding anniversaries, which are holidays to the couples that got married or met. We have Rosh Hashanah, like I said, Jewish holidays. We have Yom Kippur. We have Columbus Day. This whole idea of people a couple months ago that wanted to pull statues down in New York City and all over the country, like Columbus in New York City. That blows my mind. That's part of history. Why do you want to pull down a statue that marked a part of history? What, because he had a slave, maybe? Or I just don't get it. What people think nowadays, they're offended. You're offended about what goes on in this country? Then get the F out. Go live somewhere where you're not offended. Because you don't respect your own country. To me, that's what I feel like. You don't respect your own country to live here because you're offended of what someone did to make history for your freedom. Like these football players that have to get on one knee or get on a knee when we sing in the national anthem. That anthem is about us getting freedom. And part of freedom is playing football for millions and millions of dollars, which I don't believe in either. You're not saving a friggin' life. But you're getting paid millions of dollars to have fun and play football. And in a country that's free, so you could do that, and then we play the national anthem, and you have the audacity to get on your knees and not even salute or put your hand on your heart. That disgusts me. That is disgusting shit. All right, let's move on. Sorry. um, we have uh, we have Halloween. Not a religious holiday. It's a fun holiday for kids, just like Christmas. When you're a little kid, you get presents in the morning, and you can't wait to get up. You want to be the first ones to get up and see what Santa brought you, and you know, Santa's real, right? You know that. Even as adults now, Santa's real. And all those guys that play Santa, well, they're just helping the real Santa out. I totally believe in Santa. He's a jolly good man, and he's always nice and kind, and he loves everybody, anyone and everybody. And he doesn't care if you're Jewish, if you're Muslim. He doesn't care because he's a kind, jolly man, and that's what he does. Saint Nick, he's a saint. I love him. Love Santa Claus. But Halloween is another holiday for maybe little kids and big kids that like to dress up and go out and scare people. And I love to scare people at Halloween. Oh, I love to get dressed up. I love to get in masks and have a good time. And that's one of those days like Cinco de Mayo. You just don't get dressed up at Cinco de Mayo and you go out drinking and partying. Halloween, you get dressed up and you go out drinking and partying. Or if you're a little kid, you go around town and you get candy from everybody, and then you go home and you get sugar rushed and you have a good time. Holidays, they're awesome, aren't they? Um, Thanksgiving, I said before, that's giving thanks. The Pilgrims, the Indians. It's the it's a I guess it's a religious holiday to a point where you're giving thanks to being with one of. I would say it's I don't know. Giving thanks is a religious thing. You're giving thanks. You're maybe it's not religious, but to me, it's like it's coming out of your heart, just like if you believe in a religion, that's coming out of your heart. Um, this is just a great thing. I'm really happy to see that people at Thanksgiving, it's like a loving time. We eat a lot of food. Let's see. We have these holidays. We have St. Patrick's Day where we drink a lot of booze. We have Thanksgiving where we eat a lot of food. Christmas we eat a lot of food, not necessarily drink a lot. Valentine's Day where we love the other significant other in our life and we eat a lot of chocolate and candy. We take them out to dinners. We give them back rubs. We do some other things for them too. I don't. This isn't our. This is a G-rated show right now, except for the words I use. But we do other things for those people. It's there's holidays. It's holidays. Holidays are great. Whether they're religious holidays, whether they're non-religious holidays, it's a holiday. I would say is a time where we bring everyone together and your family, your friends, and you bond. You know, it's a time when everyone gets together and you talk about things you haven't seen people for a while, or all kinds of stuff. There's things going on, and people are happy to be with each other. Friends, family, family. Holiday times could be great. So can friends. Sometimes holiday times aren't the best time. And something. I got to say something. Holiday. It's just a day. It's like any other day. It just has a name. It's a certain holiday. And it happens the same day every year. So if you don't celebrate on that day and it happens because you got to work or you're away, you can only celebrate the next day. You can celebrate Christmas every day if you want. You can celebrate any holiday every day if you want. That's up to you. That's why we live in a country that's free. We can do what we want. But we choose to keep the same days every year because I guess it's something that we look forward to, and it makes us happy to get to that point where we can be with everyone. Today, everyone's probably at this time a little loaded and trying to relax a little bit because they have to go to bed soon to get up for work tomorrow, Monday, which is definitely not a holiday. Um, that's the way it is, I guess, in life. But holidays, it's a great thing, and there's bad things about holidays too, because not everyone has the same. You might have a holiday off, and someone else might not have that holiday off. The basic holidays that everyone has off, I would say, like post office days. When the post office is off, then you're off. If you're in a union job, you have those days. If you're not in a union job, well, you don't get those days. I only get 5 holidays. I get Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, 4th of July, and Memorial Day. That's it. I don't get Black Friday, which people think is a holiday because it's just a big shopping day. It's not really a holiday. It's just the day after Thanksgiving. Christmas Eve, that's a holiday. It's Christmas. It's the Eve of Christmas. Same thing as New Year's Eve. The Eve, you want to have that day off. A lot of people don't have that day off. A lot of the people don't have Martin Luther King Day off. Martin Luther King was a great man um, for African Americans. Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. So, um, he was a great man. I wanna do a little background on him because I really haven't. And I said all these other holidays, but he, a lot of people have that day off, and for a man that was a minister and an activist that became most visible spokesperson and the leader in the civil rights movement from 1954 until his assassination in 1968. So, he was best known for advancing civil rights and civil obedience through nonviolence. And we celebrate that holiday. And usually some places use that as a floating holiday, which is if you don't want to use it on that day, you can take that day and use it on another day. That's the grade of being free in America. You can take a holiday on that day, or you can use it on another day. But I would say most African American people take that day off. And I'm glad that they do because that's what they do for that person. Just like I don't want to say, you know, maybe there's some white people that take that day off, but mostly African American. And that's perfectly all right, you know. But not everyone has that holiday off. So, and holidays can be bad because sometimes you're not getting along with your family, and that turns out bad. But that's something that we have to deal with in our lives. That's the shit that we have to deal with. So not but in general, holidays are have turned into just this big party, no matter what holiday it is. I don't know. I'm not Jewish, but I know that Hanukkah and stuff like that. Hanukkah's 7 or 8 nights, and I know they do a different gift every night. Um, I have a niece that celebrates Hanukkah and Rocky. I like to send her stuff. She's so cute. Um, so, you know, holidays are for people to come together, have a good time. So, that's my thing on holidays. I'm glad that you're having a great St. Patrick's Day, and I look forward to wishing you a happy holiday and every holiday that comes around when I'm on my show doing this. At this point in the show, I like to come to reading of a couple of. I have 2 emails from the same person, um, Gina, and I just want to say hello to the kids, Jessica and Charlie, watching. I'm sure the wizard is watching. Kevin, you don't know you're the wizard. I really don't know what the deal is with that. It's a little too much for me to handle because you're the wizard. You should know everything. Anyway, um, Gina wrote to me something that I had an episode a while ago about people driving like shit. I want to talk about two things. The first thing is when you're in a parking lot, there are lines where you park your car. Some of them have two lines, so you give enough space to the person next to you so they can open their car door and get in without smacking into your car, which I don't understand that because that's your car. Why would you want someone smacking in your car? You wouldn't want it to happen to you. Why would you want to smack into someone else's car? Why would you park so close to them that they can't get in their car, and you can't either? So you have to hit their car? I mean, that's ridiculous. And it's made so you can pull straight in, or the angled ones where you could pull in an angle. But there's enough room on each side in the line. But some of these people park like I don't know if they're blind in one eye, or maybe they got a lobotomy and they don't know how to park a car, and now cars can park themselves, but they don't use that little thing on their car to park themselves. Well, I could do it myself. I'm a human being, but you still can't do it yourself because you're over the line, you're too far in front, you're parked in two spots, you're parked so close to me or someone else that I have to climb in the window, the back window in my truck to get in the front seat because I can't open up my car door. That's ridiculous. And that is being selfish and not concerned with anyone else. And same thing, like I've said over and over again, you don't care. All you care about is yourself. Start caring about other people because they're going to care about you when they're not blocking you in a parking spot and you can't get out because you came out of the store and someone's parked in front of you and in back of you because you parked so close to someone, and that's what they did because they were pissed at you. Or they put shopping carts all around your car because you park like an idiot. And when you're driving through parking lots, drive slow. It's not a racetrack. Drive slow, look for your spot, put your signal on. Don't fight with someone that what bothers me the most is you're sitting there waiting for someone to pull out of the parking spot and you're not fast enough because you're trying to be safe, and then some idiot comes along and pulls right in the spot that you're waiting for. And then they either ignore you as you're mad because you were waiting for the spot, or they get out and say something like you were too slow. Well, I like to be safe. And I was here waiting for the spot. I had my signal on. Remember signals? I talked about this, directionals. I forgot what you Aussies in Australia call them, but we have to use our signals. We don't anymore. I don't understand why. Use a hand signal. This is left, right, stop. Okay? This is. Um, and I get that all the time. You're number one. You're number one. I know that. I get it in the truck all the time. That's the one greatest signal I get all the time. But please, when you're in a parking lot, please drive like a normal human being. There's people with babies walking around, especially at shopping stores, shopping marts, malls. Be careful. I know there's stop signs in there, and people think, oh, it's a parking lot. I don't have to stop at the stop sign. It's a stop sign. It says stop. It's there for a reason. Don't just drive through it and go, oh yeah, well I'm not going to get a ticket because there's no cops in here. It's a parking area. Just like I see people at the buy right over here in Toms River. They cruise right through the stop sign. And then people try and apply their parking spots, they get mad because no one's stopping at that stop sign. And someone's just going to barrel into someone and then have an accident, and then it's going to be a fight or something. But use your friggin' noggin. It says stop. It says yield. I don't care if it's in a parking lot or it's on the street. Follow the rules of the roads. There's something else that bothers her a lot. And it bothers me. Actually, my wife and I were coming back from Seaside one time and driving down 35 and going home. And there's these signs up in the street, and you've seen them at your streets. It says yield to pedestrians. It's like a little, it's like 3 or 4 feet high. It's like not square. It's like a rectangle straight up and down, and it's got a stop sign with a person walking in it, and it's lime green so you can see it. It says yield to pedestrians or stop for pedestrians. Okay. Now people stop for pedestrians in cars because we don't want to hit someone because it can be a lawsuit. But the people that are walking out on the street, that sign doesn't mean that you can just walk out in the middle of the street and not look. Because that's what people do. They think that sign is there, so you're going to have to stop when they come out. But people are driving 35 or 45 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden they don't see you because you're between two cars, and then you burst right out, or you run across. Now they got to screech to a stop because you didn't look. You just thought, oh, well, the sign's there, so they're going to have to stop anyway. That's the stupidest thing. Have some brains, people. Cars can kill you. Trucks can kill you. Motorcycles can kill you. Anything that's motorized and going faster than you're walking can kill you. Especially when you're on the street and you want to cross the street. And you got kids with you. And you're walking across the street. So you're not teaching your kids that they got to. I was always taught when I was younger, when you go to cross the street, you go out a little bit, you look left and right, make sure it's clear. When it's clear, then you go across. Don't run because if you trip, you fall, you're laying down in the middle of the street. That's not good. Okay? Take your time. Walk when at a traffic light it says to walk. You know, when it turns white and it says walk, walk when it says it's time to walk because it's telling you something. It's making you safe. When it's red and it says don't walk, that means don't walk. Just like when it says stop, don't drive. Just come to a stop, look both ways, and go. And at that stop sign, there's a white line. Stay behind that white line. It's there for a reason. Sometimes I think some of you people out there are as stupid as shit when it comes to driving. And you need to screw your head on right and get it straight. Because all it's going to do is get you hurt in the end. Or you're going to hurt someone else. And that's what I don't like. That's shit I don't like. So let's start thinking like normal human beings. Start using our brains, okay? And being cautious and being safe. So thank you, Gina, for those questions. And I hope that I answered them for you, or not just answered, but explained them to everyone a little bit. And like I said, anyone else who has any questions or comments, please write to me at masterstrokeproductions@yahoo.com. You can see me on Facebook as Andrew Flehan. You can see me on Twitter as Andrew Flehan. On Instagram as master___stroke. I like getting all your feedback. I'm happy that you're watching. I'd like to give some shout outs to my favorite people in the world, Rita Powers, Justin Graham. I'm not wearing any of your clothes today, but I always like to give you a shout out. I like to give your dad a shout out, John Graham. He has Telstar Jewelers in Philadelphia at 1410 Snyder or Sader? Let me read this. Sader Avenue. Get it right. Okay, in Philadelphia. They'll make your dreams come true and getting that piece of jewelry for that significant other. Okay, I want to say congratulations to little Kim again. I want to say hello to Mark, Dave, Bill. You know who I'm talking about? Some of you OCUA guys that I've known. I want to say hello to all you guys. I'm glad that you're watching me. I want to say hello to George. He works with me. I want to say hello to Drew and Michael. There's so many people I want to say hello to. I'm so happy that I get to see. I don't know if I want to mention Jesse. I don't know. I sent a message to you. I hope you're watching. Um, that'd be great that you are. Um, I also want to say hello to Frank out in California. Because old man, you know about the old man, Frank, if you're watching. I want to say hello to Kelly in Florida. I hope you had a great trip. Charlie, be good to her. Um, I know you are. I hope Doobie's doing good. I want to say hello to Pork Chop, my little poop. My wife Jill, I love her the most. And I'm glad you all guys came to see me. And Steve and Jimmy. Jimmy, thanks for the body, your body. You're always helping me out. So next week we're going to talk about things that offend. We're going to have, I'm trying to get some time where I'm going to have a special guest come in and we're going to talk about some other things. But I have to really kind of get that, get some time and make sure they have the time for me. So don't think that I'm neglecting that, but we're going to get to it. I also want to give a shout out to Sandy. I hope you're watching me, Sandy, and I hope maybe you can give me some tips on what I'm doing. I hope you like what you see. Um, Linda Miller, I hope, oh, I said your last name. Linda, love you. All these people out there. I just love everyone that's friends with me. If I didn't mention your name, give me a call. If you know my number, as I said, send me an email, send me a messenger, something. I want your feedback. I want to talk about something that I talked about. Something. Give me something. Come on. Give me some love. Give me some hate. I don't care what it is. I do care, but I want to hear from you. All right. So I'll see you next week. You have a great work week. Have a great day, week vacation if you're on vacation. Be kind to each other. Be safe out there. Let's start using our noggins. Let's not be stupid. A little thing I hear they're legalizing some marijuana maybe in the state of New Jersey. That is fantastic. I wish I could be part of it. Unfortunately, I can't. But let's use our noggins, okay? Stay at home. Don't smoke a big doobie and go out driving in your car. Um, Stay at home, have fun. Eat a lot, get a lot of munchies. Take care of yourselves. Have a good life and get rid of all that shit. I hate to say it, but shit happens. See you next week. The show was brought to you by the Master Stroke Productions. Talk to you soon.